Well, good evening. I've currently got the SeeStar S30 Pro on loan from the group, so I wanted to try it out using Nina and SharpCap software on my PC to see if that was possible. It's supposed to be possible, so let's get on with it. The first thing to understand is how it connects in normal mode, which is using its own hotspot. One thing to make a note of is that if you do this, make sure that the firmware is up to date. Now, I do know that as soon as you turn the SeeStar on, it checks if there's any updates available. So connect to the SeeStar in the normal way using its own hotspot. Once you've done that, press the Me button, which is the one on the bottom right hand side, and then click on or press the Wi-Fi area and turn on station mode. You'll then see the options that are available to you for Wi-Fi in your area. So it might be your neighbours or whatever, but find your own, press on it and sign in. Your SeeStar is now available to any device on the network. I should mention that the images that you saw are from my iPad running the SeeStar app. So to enable it to work with your PC or Mac, you need to make sure that you've got the latest version of the ASCOM drivers. So you need to go over to their website and download the latest version. This will include the Alpaca set of drivers, which is what's necessary for the SeeStar to work. Once that's installed, you can open your image capture software. So initially I'm going to use SharpCap. So once you've opened up SharpCap, if you go to the camera menu and look down the list of available cameras, you should now see the SeeStar, and two instances of that will be the wide angle and the telephoto lens. So I'm going to start with the wide angle first, and then if you go to File and Settings, and in Settings you go to Hardware, you will see that you can select the mount, the focuser and the filter wheel. Note with the focuser you get the option of both the wide angle and the telephoto. Give it a few moments and eventually over on the right hand side of SeeStar you will see that those devices have arrived. You need to tick the box where it says connected. Now go over to the mount settings, and just underneath where it says tracking you'll see a button that says go to. If you press that and enter a target, so here I've entered the moon because it's daytime but the moon is out, and you'll see the camera slewing. Once it's settled, and I've changed the exposure time down, you can just see the moon. I've moved the SeeStar to get the moon as centre as I can, so now I'm going to change over to the telephoto lens and also go into settings again and the hardware and change the focuser to the telephoto focuser. and just change the exposure time again. And if by magic we have the moon, it's not centered, so I'm just going to zoom out a little bit, and with the help of Mrs. C, I'm just going to move the tripod of the mount to get the moon centered. It took a while. I've speeded the process up here. And once it's fairly centered, I can zoom closer in. And I think I just need to adjust the exposure time again, or reduce the gain. The focus looks okay, but I could change it over in the control box. I'm going to now turn on the sharp cap automatic stacking process. So I need to go to the stabilization and alignment place, and I'm going to use surface and multi-point. I'll just zoom out, and there is a red box that you can align, and that helps the stacking process by making that the focus of attention. So the stacking process is just working within that red box. So it may be difficult to see on the video, but as it's stacking, the image is getting sharper. So I'm going to now save a sequence. So if I go to start capture and just give it a name, which is today's date, or the date of when I recorded this. And I'm going to record 100 frames. And this is the JPEG that it produced. I'm just going to crop that, and considering that's shot in daylight, that's not too shoddy. I've moved on now to the sun. I put the SeeStar sun filter on, and went through the same process, but I didn't need to do anything to center it because it was already centered on the moon. Just a case of putting a new target in of the sun and doing a bit more stacking. It's not too bad a picture with some sun spots in. So night time has arrived, and I've used the SeeStar own app to polar align the mount. And this time I'm going to use Nina to capture some nighttime targets. So having loaded the profile, I can now, I've not shown it here, but I've loaded the telephoto lens, the mount, the filter wheel and focuser, and gone through and chosen M101, and it's slewed to it now, and plates of the first shot and the second and the third, and I'm just about getting there with it being aligned. So happy it's nicely aligned, and I'm going to just check the orientation, and it's just slightly off, but that's fine. So I'm adding it to the legacy sequence, and I'm going to make 100 shots of 60 seconds. And this is the first one, but when I come to examine it and looking at the top, you can see the stars are leaving trails, so that's not working too well. So I'll go back and change instead of 60-second exposures, I'll drop it down to 30 seconds. And I'll make it 200 subframes. I'll speed this up again. And again, when I look into the in detail at the stars, they're again trailing edges, so I'm going to change the time to 20 seconds and make it 300 subframes. And again, I'll speed this up so we've got an image. And yet again, if I use the inspector, this grid inspector, you can see in the corners the stars are still not sharp enough. So, not happy with that. So one last try. I've knocked it down to 15 seconds and I'm going to make it 400 subframes. And again, I'll speed this up. And again, when I look at it in detail, use the inspection grid, and still the stars don't look right. So what I'm doing is I've slewed to Polaris, and I'm invoking the 3-point polar alignment that's built into Nina. And we'll just check what the polar alignment is. So I'm just changing that so it starts in its current position. I'm using 3-second exposures, and I'll speed up the process here. There we are, the total error is 7 degrees, so it was way out. So I'm going to use the 3-point polar alignment to reset the SeeStar so that it's better polar aligned. And I've taken a 60-second exposure here. We'll just examine that, and oh, stars look a lot better. So, a bit of a lesson learnt there for me is, although the SeeStar app showed it was correctly polar aligned, when I went into Nina and did the 3-point polar alignment, it showed it was 7 degrees out. And so having recentered it using Nina, the subs are okay. So I'm going to crack on now and take 100 or more 60-second subframes. So I actually did this on the second night and did another 140 subframes, so 240 subs in all. And here is the processed JPEG, processed in Cyril. So just to follow on from that and add to it, this week Tony and myself tested using the SeeStar from a remote location. So this diagram shows you the setup. So over in the bottom right I've got the SeeStar, and that's connected wirelessly through my home network to this Melly Quieter PC, which is that's how big it is. That's the PC. It can be used either plugged it into the mains here, but sometimes I use it with a battery like this, which will run it for about 10 hours. So that is connected through my home router, and by using either a VPN or some desktop app software like Teamworks, you can make that available to somebody else at any location. So the other location, so in this case it was Tony's setup, so he's got his router there and connecting his laptop, PC or whatever. It could be any device that will accept the software up here. So what we were able to do was Tony could through this route connect to my PC here, the small one, because that's connected to the SeeStar, you could then control it using software on this PC. So we were able to use SharpCap and point it at the sun and collect data. With Teamworks, Teamworks is a piece of software which is generally used for IT departments to support workers who are having a problem with their PC, so that they can jump in on that PC and help them out. So Teamworks is free if it's for personal use, so no charge, and you could have multiple people using Teamworks so that a number of people at the same time could all be connected to this one PC, so they can see the output coming from the SeeStar. In addition to that, Teamworks allows you to copy the data that's being captured. So in this setup, the data isn't being captured, isn't being stored on the SeeStar, it's actually being stored on this PC. So by using Teamworks you can copy that data over onto your own device at a remote location. So that's a possibility, and so I've been following this guy who's manufacturing this SeeStar small observatory. It's called the Orb. The guy's from Birmingham, and Nick's been in touch with him to see if there's any possibility that we could be early adopters of this and get hold of one for testing purposes. It's designed for the SeeStar. We should be aware that Flow are also working with a company to produce something similar for the SeeStars. So there's possibilities there that we could locate something like this in a location where we've got dark sky, a secure location, and members could then log into the SeeStar and use it as an observatory.